and welcome to Krackpots We Met Downstairs, brought to you by Krackpots Comedy Club in Massillon, Ohio, with special thanks to Funny Noises Productions in Massillon, Ohio, and shout out to Dindamo's Unique Chocolates, which can be found at Krackpots Comedy Club in Massillon, Ohio. I am your host, Rebecca Marcoulin, and today I am with one of the hosts of the
You See Me comedy series.
You See Me comedy series, who's on seasons 3 and 4, Ryan Rogers.
Hey! How's everybody doing tonight?
They can't respond, but I'm sure they're okay. I'm sure they're doing all right. So, Ryan, you just came in to Krackpots. We've got a show tonight. You're going to be going on stage tonight. Tell me how we're feeling. Describe the vibe.
Right now, it's just laid back. As the people start to fill into the room, that's when I start to try and feel what the room's going to be like, what kind of mood they're in. Are they going to be a little bit rowdy? Are they more laid back? Is it a younger crowd? Is it an older crowd? Because that'll make a difference in which material I take on stage.
So tell me more about your different kind of materials. What tends to work for younger audiences? What tends to work for older audiences? Is there kind of an overlap for certain jokes?
It's taken me a long time to figure out how to connect with the younger audience, being that I'm older myself at this point, but I find the more quick style punchline, set up punch, roasting always goes over well with them. So the insults that I like to throw at myself seem to connect and make it work, and talking about real life things that everybody can relate to. Older crowds, they enjoy listening more to my problem material when I talk about the issues that I'm having. Family things tend to go well with them, talking about my son, talking about the relationship I'm in. So it's just a matter of what's going on. If they're a rowdy crowd, then I can just be me and not have to worry about material, and let's get into some crowd work. Let's get into some crowd topics and go back and forth. I enjoy it.
Nice, that's awesome. So how do you balance kind of the work-family life?
Balancing the family life is not always easy, but I don't have to worry about my son anymore. He's off in the Navy, so it's just me and my wife now, and the way that I try to balance it is that I have dedicated nights to her. So I'll do 3 nights a week that are guaranteed to be home nights, Sundays and Wednesdays. If I perform, say Sunday, she gets Wednesday. If I'm going to perform on a Wednesday, then she gets Sunday. So I make sure that it's always 3 nights. And the only exception to that rule is if someone calls me with a paid gig type scenario, she's completely understanding and yeah, go make the money. So that's how we balance it. So she knows that the weekends are usually comedy. But again, we set aside certain weekends for her to say, hey, this is my weekend, let's go out and do something.
That's a very healthy dynamic. That's awesome.
We're done well. We've been together almost 27 years. So, yeah, thank you.
That's so cool. Wow. I'm not used to, when people tell me about their relationships, I'm not used to them being so, healthy and stable.
I don't know that I would ever call our relationship healthy or stable. It's been a lot of up and downs. There were many years we didn't like each other or speak to each other. So it's just been a work in process, and that no matter what's going on, you got to work through it, and if you need time, give each other the space to do it, and just keep going and moving forward. It's my partner. This is my life. I love her dearly, and we have to find ways to work around our issues and just make it work.
Nice. Wow. That's awesome.
Thank you.
You're so cool, Ryan. I just want you to know. I think you're so cool.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, so here at Krackpots We Met Downstairs, we know a lot of the interviews that happen, they tend to ask the same questions over and over again, and that can get annoying. So I'm going to try to ask you a question you've never been asked before.
Okay.
I'm going to see if I can do it. What would win in a fight? Chicken cordon bleu or a Thanksgiving turkey?
The turkey.
You think so?
Absolutely. The turkey's bigger, heavier, can put more weight behind it, has a longer reach. Turkey's going to win.
Oh, the cordon bleu is just got stealth on its side, though, because it's smaller. It can, kind of maneuver around. You don't think so?
All it takes is one.
All it takes...
one blow and the cordon bleu is done. The cordon bleu will have to give a death by 1,000 cuts.
Do you think the cordon bleu could give it a death by 1,000 cuts?
Not before it wears out and takes that one punch.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang. Has anybody ever asked you that before?
No, I can say no one has ever.
Yes!
But the turkey needs a name. It needs to be butterbean turkeys.
It just shoots out stuffing as its secret move.
There we go.
It's its final boss battle. That's funny. I'm trying to think about what else I want to ask you. We already talked about being comic, talked about on the road. I don't know what to ask you. I'm just thinking about how cool you are.
Okay. Well, let me give you a little bit of my backstory.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
This is my second go at comedy. I originally started at one of the other comedy clubs 20-some years ago, and I was a character. I was Zachariah Yoder, evil, Amish powered. I had an Amish beard, an Amish outfit, and everything. I'd go on stage and do Austin Powers jokes and dumb Amish jokes and things of that nature. And it was Thea Vidal, who was on the ABC show That's Thea, and she pulled me to the side and told me, this is a funny character, you're hilarious with this, but you have to figure out who you are on stage in order to move on to the next level, is the way that she put it. And about a week or so later, I had an accident, shaved through my Amish beard, had to go on stage as Ryan Rogers for the first time, and I bombed like no other, and it was awful. And the next couple of times I took the stage, I bombed, and so I made the decision to walk away from comedy to raise my son. And I was like, now looking back that I'm back in comedy, yeah, it was a great decision to raise my son. I don't regret it whatsoever, but I can look back at that and go, I ran away from comedy because I was doing so bad. But then after my son went and left for the Navy, it left us empty nesters, no idea what to do with our lives because everything revolved around him. Krackpots was down here for a year, and so I hadn't been, so we came down. Ironically, we saw GW Nell performing, and the next night I came back to see her show again because I was blown away by her. And there was a new comic on stage, a guy by the name of Sean Boyd, and he's telling his jokes, and I just all of a sudden remembered one of his jokes, and I'm like, oh my goodness, when I was doing comedy 20 years ago, this is who I was doing comedy with. We were showing up to that other club all the time together, working our stuff out. And so I was quite excited to see somebody who I had done comedy with that many years ago, successful, headliner, things of that nature, and it made me kick myself and go, what am I doing? If I had just stayed with this, I could be doing this at this point in time. So that was the start of me getting back into comedy, and we are in now the start of year 4 and starting to do some touring in some of the tri-state area, getting up north to Michigan, Wisconsin. We're starting to get into Pennsylvania and New York now, so hopefully we'll just keep going and growing. And one of my favorite places that I've been able to get out to is Vegas, so hey, just keep calling and keep trying to grow.
Nice. Tell me about the Amish character. How did that come about?
Well,
that's an oddly specific character to be performing. That definitely not an accident, but like, how did that happen?
Well, you had Austin Powers, and there was all kinds of movies going on with that. One of the funniest comedy shows, movies out there at that point in time. I worked for a service garage, and so I always was wearing blue pants and blue shirt and dress shoes, and I didn't ever wear anything other than that. And so all I had to do was take my belt off, put on suspenders, and I was Amish. And then throw on an Amish hat, and I was there. So it was just two things. And that's kind of how it was born. And, my nerves were always kicking in the beginning. So if I was playing somebody else, then my nerves didn't bother me because it wasn't me, Ryan Rogers, on stage. It was this character I created. It created a safe space for me to be on stage to perform.
I've heard that a lot from different people of like going up stage and performing a character is a little bit different than going up and performing yourself. You feel like there's kind of almost like there's
a vulnerability.
Yeah, there's like a vulnerability, but there's also kind of like I don't know if buffer is the right word, but that's what I'm thinking about. But there's like you're a little bit removed from it. So if they don't like the character, it's different than somebody
I
just
don't have to take it as personally. It's you didn't like Zachariah. Great, you can still like Ryan.
Yeah.
So, no, absolutely. There was a lot of that, and the whole reason of why I was doing it that way. But yeah, there was a lot of things that came out of Zachariah Yoder. There were talks at one point for me to potentially get involved with the Austin Power movies. In the third movie, I'm forgetting his name at the moment, drawing a complete blank. Fat Bastard is sumo wrestling another gentleman in that movie, and that gentleman who he's sumo wrestling is a guy by the name of Pat Labario, who's also a stand-up comedian. And at the time, he heard about my character and loved it and like introduced me and everything like that. And Michael Myers was just like, no, I'm not going to do another one. I'm going to do something more serious, and did Love Guru. Don't know how much more serious that really was, but that was his next movie choice instead of another Austin Powers movie.
Dang. Did you ever get anybody on, like, an Amish person on their Runspringer who saw your act?
No,
Did you ever
not that I'm aware of.
You don't think they just didn't say anything?
Who knows?
I don't know if the Amish really go to, like, stand-up shows. That's probably not. They might. I don't know. I'm not Amish. I don't know, but
who knows?
I'm just wondering.
I mean, we're surrounded by them, so I mean, let's go on a road trip. Let's go ask.
Let's go ask.
Do you go to comedy shows?
Have you ever heard of the character Zachariah Yoder?
Yeah, none of them, never.
We might run into a couple of Zachariah Yoders, though.
We would.
Oh, you got a beep.
I did.
You got a beep.
Let's see, who's trying to get a hold of me? Work. Boo.
Where do you work?
I work for the Progressive Auto Group here in Maslin, and I help oversee the used car division that they have, getting those ready for the vehicles to be sold. So it's a great daytime job, and they are wonderful to me to allow me to get out and do comedy within reason, and they're my biggest supporters. I can't say enough about the Progressive Auto Group.
Yay, Progressive Auto Group.
Yeah.
They get a round of applause from me. Viewers can clap along if they want to, but you don't have to. That's okay. So what's the workload like working for Progressive? What's a usual like work week?
Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, 7:30 to 5. I decide whether or not I'm working Saturdays or not, if it needs to be, and I try not to. I have a traveling window of about 3 to 5 hours, depending on where I need to go. They'll let me out a little bit early, as long as I don't take advantage of it. Go hit some of those longer drives, like down to Dayton or Louisville, and so,
yeah.
And like I said, 100% supportive.
Nice. I just can't stop. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. You're so cool, Ryan.
Thank you.
You have like a system to help with your wife to balance work-life balance. You've got a day job that pays all the bills, that's super flexible with your hours. I don't know what else to say. But you want to interview me for a second? Give me a weird hypothetical.
So how long have you been doing like the whole theater, play, production type stuff?
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that because I was in a couple of plays in like 8th grade, and then after that, I couldn't fit like theater into my schedule. I was in band, I was in orchestra, I like to read. I started writing. Well, I was always writing. I was in AP English. Hey. But I don't consider myself a theater kid.
No.
Other than that brief stint in 8th grade, which was a ton of fun, and I wish I could have done more. Right. But there's only so many hours in the day, and you know.
So then what transitioned you into the podcasts, and was it the writing? Is that what they picked up on then that got you into doing like your movies? And
well, I have been doing 48-hour film festivals since I was in film school. So that's kind of always been a thing. And I have a couple of guys that like will call me when they need an editor for like paid gigs and stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, this podcast is kind of an extension of that, I guess, in a way. Earlier this year, when I started coming to Krackpots, the first couple of weeks I was here, Chris was like, hey, we used to have a podcast for Krackpots Comedy Club. It ended up fizzling out. I really want to start another one, and I have all the gear, and I don't know how to use it. So then I emailed him. I was like, hey, I'm a freelance video editor with a YouTube channel. Here's some stuff I made. I think I can help.
There you go.
So yeah,
Absolutely.
now we're here.
So you were a band nerd, huh?
Yeah, band geek, orc dork.
So what instruments did you play?
I played saxophone in the marching band and concert band. I played viola in the orchestra, and then I took piano lessons outside of school. And then I did a couple of summers of like guitar lessons for like 2 years. And then piano, viola, guitar, saxophone. Yeah, and then I picked up the ukulele just like on my own in college. So
I play clarinet, contrabass clarinet, alto, bari, and tenor saxophone.
Nice.
Yeah.
So which one did you start with? What was you?
Clarinet.
Clarinet, yeah.
Clarinet was my starter. Tenor saxophone was the one that I played the longest. And then my senior year, I picked up alto, contrabass, clarinet, and bari saxophone. Contrabass clarinet was for the orchestra. The bari sax was for jazz 1, and alto sax was for lead in the jazz 2 band.
Did you tell your director that you wanted to pick all these instruments, or did your director come to you and say like, hey, we need somebody to play these instruments. Are you interested?
The bari and the alto was because I was interested. The contrabass clarinet happened because I had quit orchestra that year. I was already too much music into it, and we were sitting there one day because I just used it as a study hall instead of doing, and the director at the time goes, I need a contrabass clarinet, and because we were 5 days away from the concert and he was just missing the instrument. So I stood up, walked into his office after class, and I said, give me the instruments, give me a box of reeds, and I'll be ready by Friday. And so he handed me the stuff, and by Friday I was ready to go, and then went on and played. And what I did my senior year on the contrabass clarinet got me into Ohio Northern for the Ohio All-Star Band that were seniors that year, and got to perform with Alan Vuzetti, who is the world's greatest trumpet player, holds the world record for the longest note because he can do the cycle breathe and do an infinite note. So if anybody ever breaks it, he can break it immediately right back. It's just one of those weird talents that guy had. So it's kind of cool.
Nice. So was there a particular instrument that you liked playing the most for concerts? Is there one that you liked performing? And
saxophone, hands down.
Was it different than the one that you liked to play like privately?
Once I discovered bari saxophone and got good at playing with that and getting into the bass notes and stuff like that, it was my favorite by all means. Playing privately, playing outside in concerts, didn't matter. It was the funnest instrument I ever played.
What made it so fun for you to play?
The bass line, just the type stuff out of that, living down in that low range.
That's awesome. All right, what else do I want to ask you? Do I have anything else I want to ask you? Is there something you want to ask me?
No, I believe we're good.
Alrighty, well, plug what you want to plug and I'll do my outro.
Okay, keep watching for what's called SAD Team 6. I'm a recently new member into that. We've got a lot going on. You're going to see a lot of charity events that pop up around SAD Team 6. It's helping first responders, military with PTSD. It's a wonderful charity. Please look into that. I've got a couple other things that are lining up charity-wise. More information on that to come. The You See Me comedy series season 4 will be filming that for Prime Video again probably in March, so I got asked back for season 4, so that's something I'm proud to be a part of, so I can't wait for all of those.
Alrighty. Ryan, thank you so much for coming here tonight. I'm going to shake your hand if that's cool.
Thank you, Rebecca. I appreciate it.
You can't see it because it's just audio, but we're shaking hands. If you've been listening this episode and you like what you heard, why don't you come to a live show? Ryan performs live, I perform live. Go to Krackpots website at crackpotscomedy.com. Check out the schedule, see what strikes your fancy, and come hang out with us. If you come to a Friday or Saturday show, tell them Rebecca sent you and you'll get $5 off your check. And while you're here at Krackpots Comedy Club in Massillon, Ohio, check out Dinda Mo's Unique Chocolates. She's got her own kiosk right near the front of the club. You'll find it. You'll know where it's at. And you can also order Pigs in Mud, which is like a little brownie shaped like a piggy, and then it's covered in chocolate, and then it's covered in chocolate syrup. It's so good, you guys. You should order it. Order it here at Krackpots Comedy Club. You can't get it anywhere else. Come in and order it. It's great. You will not be disappointed. And we are actually filming this episode in an old radio station right above Krackpots Comedy Club. We have a room right here that's fully dedicated to this podcast, but we have some other rooms that are not really being used for anything right now. So mayhaps if you have a podcast you'd like to record, or maybe locations for a short film, you can reach out to fnpbookings@gmail.com. Alrighty, that's it. That's the outro. Bye!